Hi, welcome or welcome back. My name is Ani and this is Crime Science. First of all, I want to thank you for clicking on this video, and then a very special thanks to each and every one of my subscribers. Then I want to ask you to please sit till the end of this video. Again, it's going to be a hard one, but it will be worth it. Every mom out there can confirm that the day you give birth to your baby boy, something inside of you changes. The first time you lay eyes on that bundle of life, you just know that you have found your one true love. That was exactly the case for Elsie Bothma. She was totally head over heels in love with a little baby boy to whom she gave birth to on the 15th of November 2004. And as the years went on, the bond between them just grew stronger. Although Elsie definitely loves her firstborn daughter, it was no secret that Dylan was her favorite. It's even an inside family joke, and no one can even try to judge her because everyone else also fell in love with Dylan's great personality. Now, close your eyes and fast forward 18 years and put yourself in Elsie's shoes. Dylan is on his way to go and visit his dad. You greet each other like any other time. You keep looking at him as you walk out the door and can just not believe how blessed you are to have a son like Dylan. He's absolutely perfect in every way. Normally you keep in touch throughout the evening when he is not home, but this evening there's something different. Dylan is not texting at all. You get this terrible feeling in the pit of your stomach and decide to get in touch with his dad, just to find out that he went out to a sweet 16th birthday that you had no idea about. It's not that Dylan deliberately didn't tell his mom about it. It all happened so fast and he completely forgot to tell her about this party he will be attending. In the meantime, Dylan's dad also started to get concerned because Dylan promised him that he will call him at 8 o'clock and it's already 8:30. So he did what every other dad would do and told Elsie to stay calm and that he will go to the address of the party and go and check on Dylan. When he arrived at the party, Dylan's dad asked around to find out where he is. The birthday girl told him that Dylan already left at about 6 o'clock. Strangely, one of the other girls told him he left around 8. With this information, Dylan's dad immediately phoned Dylan's mom and her heart fell to the floor. She knew this is not normal behavior. She didn't want to wait to take action and then contacted Van Zyl Schultz at the local community safety forum, asking him to post on all the groups that her son is missing. This was around 9. She also drove around to see if she can find him, calling his name every corner she turned, not knowing what is waiting for her around the next corner. Van Zyl was later told that there was a hit-and-run accident on the R23 and that the injured person was taken to hospital. It might be Dylan. His mom rushed to the hospital only to get the devastating news that Dylan already died due to his injuries. Although medical personnel tried everything they could, Dylan's heart stopped 9 minutes past 4 in the morning on the 25th of June 2023. Now, the question is, what happened that night? Elsie and her father went to the address where the sweet 16th party was held to talk to the birthday girl's father. But they were met with a very uncooperative Rian Strydom, who only said that he did not hit Dylan and turned around. Wait, what? They didn't ask if you hit Dylan. The question was what happened. Interestingly enough, the family moved soon after this incident and is now very hard to find. No arrest has been made to date. The family is also very disappointed in the way the police is handling the case. So much that they are taking matters in their own hands and doing their own investigation. The local police have to this day not even spoken to Rian to investigate the death of Dylan. Carte Blanche went to the local police to try and find out more, but the police were very reluctant to speak to them. Police later confirmed in writing that there were 2 active cases. One, a culpable homicide, and the other, assault with intent to cause grievous bodily harm. My question here is, if you go on the police's word regarding the two cases, why was no one questioned to this day? Not even one person, and it's more than a year since Dylan's death. Is it because Rian is protected by the local police for some reason? And it's not just the police that's keeping a tight lip. None of the kids that attended the party are willing to talk. The reason here might be because most of the kids who went to the party was underage. And we can all completely understand that. It was a sweet 16 after all. But what we are going to discuss next is where the issue are rooted. Served at the sweet 16th birthday by the mother and father of the birthday girl was alcohol and marijuana muffins. Some of the attendees was as young as 15 years old. So, let's talk about what happened to Dylan that ice-cold winter's night of the 24th of June, 2023 in Heidelberg, Gauteng. Like I said, Dylan didn't plan to go to this party, but the girl insisted he come. I mean, with the information we have about the type of person Dylan was, who wouldn't want him at their party? His dad dropped him there and didn't think anything of it. Why would he? Dylan was outgoing and often attended parties. He was 18 and doing normal 18-year-old things. He always stayed in contact with his parents when he was out, and he was never irresponsible. Apparently, there's video footage from around 6:30 showing Dylan dancing and still enjoying his night out. There is one boy who attended the party who spoke out anonymously and said that he had seen Dylan enjoying his evening when Rian allegedly came up to him and offered him one of the marijuana muffins. Dylan didn't want it, but Rian insisted and said Dylan is a sissy if he doesn't eat it. Well, sissy is my words, not his. Dylan took half of the muffin and ate it. Dylan is also not the only person forced to eat these treats. The very same boy who spoke anonymously said that the mother also gave him one of the muffins and insisted he eat it where she can see. Well, as the night went on, the treat, mixed with alcohol, and that's if Dylan had any, would surely have an effect. At one point, Dylan tried to sit on a chair outside and fell. I'm going to use the word alleged again. So, allegedly Rian saw this, went over to Dylan and hit him in the face with his elbow. Dylan fell to the ground again. Some of the other kids helped him up. As soon as he got to his feet, he left the party clearly disorientated, with blood running down his face. Apparently Rian bragged about hitting Dylan, but remember, this is all hearsay. Hearsay that, according to me, is a puzzle piece that fits perfectly. This brings me back to what Rian said to Dylan's mom about not hitting him. Why would she even mention that if that wasn't the question, except if you have something to hide? Well, stupid way to hide if you're going to tell on yourself. Back to that night. Not long after Dylan left the party, he came back to collect his phone and jacket he had left there. I can just imagine that the only thing he wanted to do was to call his dad to come and pick him up. Well, Dylan was met at the gate by some of the partygoers and denied access. Not just that, they were so hyped up by what happened earlier that they decided to also hit Dylan. Trying to get away, Dylan ran up the road, and that is when he was hunted down like an animal by the same people he had partied with just a few hours earlier. Some of the partygoers then jumped in and on the back of a Corsa bakkie and one on the bike to chase after Dylan. Why? Why were you so bloodthirsty that you couldn't just give the boy his jacket and phone and let him leave? No, like a pack of wolves you had to hunt him to his death. 2 eyewitnesses explained what they saw next. According to one of them, Mr. Andries December was walking home, minding his own business, when he was distracted by the laughter and yelling of male and female voices. At that time, it seemed as if Dylan was in the vehicle with them and they tried to force him to smoke. The whole time Dylan declined. Then he saw them hitting him. The other eyewitness claims that he saw the group of people beating Dylan, and then he jumped out of the bakkie and tried to run away. He was screaming for help at that stage, running in the direction of the R23 to Balfour. Dylan was pushed around, and the next moment he was struck by a tow truck. So now you can see this as an accident, that they pushed him, and at the moment he stumbled on the road, the tow truck hit him. Or he was just pushed in front of that tow truck. Once this happened, the crowd fled. They left Dylan there bleeding on the road, not knowing what the severity of his injuries were, not calling anyone for any sort of help. They just left him. Well, that's after the person on the bike tried to do, as they call it, donuts, there where Dylan was lying in the pool of his own blood. The tow truck also didn't even stop to try and help Dylan. He just drove away. A few minutes later, Mercedes then came down the road. It was dark. He didn't see Dylan laying there, and he ran over him, dragging him about 25 meters down the road before he came to a standstill. That's when Dylan actually got some help and was taken to the hospital. Johan Kleinhans, the owner of the tow truck company who hit Dylan, doesn't want to talk either. He just said that he is not responsible and that Dylan caused his own death by running into the road. Let's play devil's advocate for one moment and say this is what happened, but why not report it and leave the person there for dead? Why is your first reaction not to stop and call 911? This can only happen if you yourself have something to hide. The person in the Mercedes was unfortunately the one who unknowingly did the final damage to Dylan's already broken body, but that person was the only responsible person in this whole story. So now you have a completely broken sister, father, mother, and other family and friends who struggle every day with the fact that a year later there is still no justice for Dylan. They wake up every day fighting for the truth. Dylan's mom would often listen to voice notes of Dylan and pretend that he's still alive. I cannot even start to imagine the pain that she must be in. No one is willing to come forward to talk. Only a small group of people is fighting for justice. And this is where Mr. Van Zyl Schultz and Action Society is playing a very active role in assisting to get the truth of that night. On the 6th of August 2024, it was reported that partly due to the pressure that Action Society has put on this case, Dylan's case has been moved to the Springs Police Station with a new investigating officer as per the family's request. Hopefully, this will change the pace of this case. Now, this is where you and I come in. With enough pressure, someone out there will start to talk. Go to Facebook and like his page and share it with everyone you know. Gerechtigheid for Dylan. And then also this video, share it with all your family and friends. And then I want to thank you so much for sitting till the end. Please leave a comment below with your thoughts on this video. Till next time, bye.